The following is an editorial opinion and does not necessarily reflect the views of Jewish TV channel and its staff. Welcome to a Jewish TV channel exclusive. What Others Won't Say, with Thane Rosenbaum.
Well, I'm afraid it has started. The Arab Street is soon coming to Main Street, unless we make it very clear that America is not trading its democracy for a caliphate. In Michigan this past week, pro-Hamas demonstrators chanted, "Death to America." The congresswoman who represents that district refused to condemn her constituents. Our founding fathers gave us the First Amendment so as to debate the issues of the day and not to issue death sentences. In jihadist Dearborn, I seriously can't imagine a Christmas tree or a Hanukkah menorah this coming December not being burned down. There's seemingly only one people on earth for whom a point of departure in viewpoint demands not civilized disagreement, but demands for death. Europeans have endured these spectacles for over 20 years now, attacks on democratic norms, a religion not of liberty, but compliance. America has been spared until now. Israel's latest war with Hamas has unleashed the entire Islamist playbook. It has always puzzled me when Islamists and pro-Hamas, anti-Israel, anti-Semites gather in public, burning flags, scuffling with police, shouting down speakers, or shutting down public gatherings. Is there anything, and I mean anything, they won't pump their fists and scream death to? We've long heard death to America and death to Israel, but there's also been death to British novelists, death to Dutch filmmakers, death to Danish cartoonists, death to French cartoonists. Islamists really despise cartoons. Death to the Pope. The Pope? Where does it stop? Death to Christianity, death to Buddhism, death to pacifism, death to hummus, if made by Israelis. By the way, I do think that Arabs make better hummus than Jews, but let's leave that for another day. No other people engage in these deafening public death chants. What if the people of Luxembourg shouted, "Death to France," or Americans chanted, "Death to Canada"? Even murderous countries don't do this. The Chinese screaming, "Death to Hong Kong," North Koreans, "Death to South Korea." The bitter irony is that these mobs of shrieking Muslims, faces red with hatred, are purportedly gathered to protest a genocide in Gaza. In case you're still fuzzy on these facts, Israel is at war with Hamas after 1,200 of its citizens were murdered, beheaded, and gang raped, and over 200 taken hostage. Many of those hostages, we are now coming to discover, are dead. Israel's retaliation has been legally and morally a just war. Genocide, legally and morally, is not simply people dying in war. Jews didn't die in World War II. They were murdered in the Holocaust. The Palestinian population has more than doubled since the, quote, occupation, which means they are multiplying and not subtracting, and it also means it's not a genocide. Civilians, especially Palestinian children, are collateral damage and not victims of genocide. Ironically, the same people chanting "Stop genocide" are calling for the death of Jews and Americans. They don't have a problem with death. They glorify death and zealously believe they are rewarded by their martyrdom. Now, is Islam a religion or a death cult? And it's not an Islamophobic question. It's an important one that decent, civilized people should ask, especially if you are Muslim. So much blood is joyously being spilled in your name. You're telling me that this is what Allah wishes for your people? Thane Rosenbaum for the Jewish TV channel.